Go onto the garden shed and you've got yourself some blood and bone, a high nitrogen fertiliser. Now, should you throw it around your whole veggie garden? Well, it's really good on crops like this that we grow for their leaves, things like kale and silver beet. But if you're growing root or bulb crops, things like carrots or garlic, steer clear of it. It'll promote a lot of growth up top at the expense of your roots or your bulbs. Steer clear of it completely when you come to things like peas, because when it comes to nitrogen, they make their own. On fruiting plants like tomatoes and capsicum, I put a little bit of blood and bone down, but I tend to feed with high potassium fertilisers, things like sulphate of potash.
This orange tree is producing beautiful edible fruit, but it's got some unsightly things happening on the leaves and on the skin of the fruit. What on earth is going on? Well, it's quite a common problem with citrus. It's called scale, and it's a little tiny insect that is living underneath that protective coating. Now, that protective coating can be scrubbed off with a sharp fingernail if there's not a lot. However, this is a lot of evidence in here, so you need to spray it with a horticultural oil. Best done on a cool day when it's not over 25 degrees, or else the tree will suffer.
When and how hard can I prune back a Geraldton wax? Well, waxes can take a really hard prune, and it's best to do a little bit each year to encourage that really bushy growth. Pruning should be done at the end of the flowering, but they also look fantastic in a vase, so why not prune them while they're flowering and enjoy these inside and out.
In cool temperate gardens, get those delicious, delicate bulbs of shallots into the ground this weekend. Full of flavour and fast growing, give them space when planting to form big bulbs. Grab some cardboard, compost, aged manures and mulch and cover any unproductive or bare patches in your veggie garden. This will prep your area for planting in a month or two. Suburban food swaps are a great way to reduce your food miles down to food footprints and exchange your excess produce for someone else's homegrown harvest. Get involved with one today. Warm temperate gardeners, it's a great time to get into the garden and give grapevines a good prune. Remove anything that's diseased, dead or poorly placed and prune it back to a viable leaf bud. Give your mower a good makeover. Clean it thoroughly to remove clippings, sharpen the blades and clean out the air filter. Remember to disconnect the spark plug first to be super safe. Sow some seed of the stunning schizanthus. Perfect in pots or mass planted in a semi-shaded spot, this old-fashioned annual bears loads of glorious, brightly coloured, orchid-like flowers. In subtropical gardens, give the garden a good rake and dispose of any fallen frangipani foliage that may be harbouring rust. Pop affected leaves in the bin instead of the compost. If you've sown seeds in your patch, thinning plants is a necessary evil, which reduces competition for resources and ensures healthy, happy herbs and veggies down the track. If something's snacking on your hibiscus flowers and they're falling to the ground, whack a container filled with soapy water at the base of the plants. It's a top trap for the hibiscus beetle. Gardeners in the tropics, it's time to get your dill into the ground. This dillicious herb, with its fennel-like flavour, loves a sunny spot in your garden and is a fantastic companion plant. Bring some outrageous colour to your garden with annual celosia. Showy flowers in shades of pinks, reds, oranges, yellows and everything in between. The kids will love them. If you're just hanging around, why not take your gardening to new heights and make a kokedama? These trendy hanging mossball planters are gorgeous and so easy to make. All the instructions are on the GA website. Arid zone gardeners, if you're picking up prickles, it's time to banish bindi eyes and burrs. The most effective way is to hand remove them when they're young or treat them with boiling water. If you're after a tough, tasty, fragrant herb for a patch at your place, whack in some winter savoury. This pretty perennial tastes like thyme and sage and is great with roast winter veg. As the nights get cool, don't forget about the chooks. A great multi-purpose insulator for the chook pen are bales of hay, which can be used in the chook run and garden later. Wherever you are, make sure you get amongst it and enjoy your time in the garden this weekend. And if you need even more inspiration, check out the Gardening Australia YouTube channel.